We welcome you into episode 7 of the NoStop podcast. Lucky number 7, but unfortunately for Giants fans, it's unlucky number 7, as they go from the number 1 pick all the way down to the number 4 pick after a 45-33 win against the Indianapolis Colts.
You gonna introduce
Yeah,
us?
yeah, what
I'm
the hell?
joined by Declan Waters and Joe Reverso, two other heartbroken Giants fans now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's terrible to go from
Still
the
not
first to the
over.
fourth.
I mean,
Yeah,
we kind of expected to drop down to like the seventh pick
Yeah,
but Raiders won, Jaguars won. We have the fourth pick, but that Browns Dolphins game was like the big difference from us.
yeah,
hmm
If the season ended today, big difference of us getting a QB and not. We'll have to see what next week has for us.
yeah.
yeah,
The
This pushes
oh,
the Colts are now out of the playoff race,
yeah.
so that's tough for them. But
nobody wanted to see the Colts in the
yeah,
playoffs, bro.
Nobody wanted
I
Nobody
to.
wanted
don't.
to.
Nobody wanted to see like old
Joe
man Joe
Flacco,
Flacco in the playoffs.
it's
The
Like,
Colts,
crazy.
bro, retire, retire. You and Aaron Rodgers have got to go.
like, no offense, but the Colts are definitely like a top five irrelevant team in the NFL.
That's true.
Yeah, ever since Peyton Manning left them.
What did you guys think about the game in general? I mean, 45 points. This just happened out of nowhere.
Yep. And
Yeah,
that's exactly where I'm going to go with it, Joe. It came out of nowhere because where the hell was that offense the rest of
This
the
entire
year,
season.
the entire season?
yeah.
Now you
Only
decide to do it. Brian Dable, congratulations. You just screw this franchise for another 10 years.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like the Colts defense was like one of the worst defenses either.
Exactly.
Drew Lock starting through two pick sixes the week prior against the Falcons. Didn't expect much.
Yeah.
Scores five total touchdowns.
Yep.
No turnovers. It's crazy. And as for our draft position, I mean, we know the Patriots aren't going to draft a QB because they just drafted Drake May. We
Yeah.
got to hope to get at least a second and third pick now, second or third pick.
Yeah. Right now
So
sitting at number
neighbors,
4.
yeah, neighbors had two receiving. Even Wandale Robinson had a receiving touchdown.
Mondale had one,
Yeah.
Slayton had one.
Slayton had
Slayton had
one.
one,
We
and
spread the rock.
Locke had a rushing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And neighbors, speaking of neighbors, repping his jersey, got it for Christmas for
Got it
my
for
cousin.
Christmas. Yeah.
But
Too big on me though.
I thought that I was gonna be repping this, hoping to get the number 1 pick, but no. You get two broken records by
Yeah,
Malik Neighbors and the
Tyrone
number 4
Tracy.
pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh, Tyron
Oh,
Tracy and Malik
Tyrone
Neighbors, the
Tracy.
third rookie duo in history to have 1,000 scrimmage yards each. That's
Yeah.
good potential. I mean, for next
And according to Tankathon, as I was just looking at Tankathon before recording this, Tankathon has the Giants selecting cornerback Will Johnson out of Michigan. What do you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
think of
you have the
that?
fourth pick. That's right.
What do you guys think about that?
I mean,
I'm
we
not
definitely
angry at it.
need a defensive back, but
Yeah,
Yeah, we need a
we're
quarterback.
going for a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
And if we
yeah.
get the fourth pick, like we have to do anything to trade up for it. I mean,
But do you really see Joe Shane, or might I add, whoever becomes the GM because he's probably going to get fired?
Oh
Do you
yeah.
even see them trading up? Because I doubt it.
I mean, they should if we don't have a top three pick. I mean, there's no other quarterbacks. I mean, Beck is not going first round. Jalen Milroe is not going first round. All the other quarterbacks not
Yeah.
going first round that were projected like top 10 picks at the start of the year. Like Miller, Moss, Garrett, Nussmeier, now they're nowhere to be seen. I mean,
Yep.
it's really between Shedeur and Cam Ward.
Yeah.
And Amir Smith Marset had a kick
Yeah.
return
A
touchdown.
kick return touchdown. I was not expecting that, but I'm sorry. I looked over to that play numerous times and Indianapolis. What was that formation? Like he just let him go right up the middle.
Exactly, bro. And like on the Malik Neighbor, both of his touchdowns, Malik Neighbors, they miss like so many tackles,
Yeah.
especially the second one, bro. How does he score from that? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, Malik is special. He really is a special player, but
It was an offensive
I have
matchup.
to say he should have like stepped out of bounds a few times, hoping not to
Yeah,
score a
maybe.
touchdown because you could have
They
just
wanted to
got
lose.
you could have just broke the receiving the scrimmage yards record and the receiving record, but no, you wanted to add on 2 touchdowns. So
Yeah.
thank you for the
Like,
fourth pick, Malik.
yeah. But
I
like you
mean,
said, right? He's an offensive mastermind, so we almost kind of have to put this offenses in his hands a little bit, because next year he's going to be the guy they're going to look out for.
yeah,
Yep.
if he was healthy, he could have potentially had 1,500 yards on the season
Yeah.
and like 120, 30 catches too.
Yep.
Like no rookies touched that or ever been
Yeah.
close to that. And Drew Lock, I knew he was good from last year, that game-winning drive against the Eagles, and just in general too. Like I knew he had something in him. Showed it today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we finally got to see that version of him.
Yeah.
Nice to
And
see.
actually, that was his best career game as well. They were
Yeah,
saying
for
how
sure.
he didn't have I think a multi-touchdown game or something like passing wise since I believe it was 2019 when he was still on the Broncos against the Texans. So
Hmm. Wow.
yeah, I mean, and now
Just I don't know.
and now everybody who I know and their mothers are texting me saying, "You guys sold your first overall pick," and I'm just like, "Yeah, thank you." And
Yeah,
Giants
He's
fans are not
capping out
happy
Vegas.
about it.
It's whatever. I mean, we showed that we're capable of having a good offense, but
Yeah.
at the worst time.
Yeah,
hmm
exactly. And I was like, what are we doing? This is awful.
big mistakes.
Yeah.
The
And
next,
no,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Okay, next week
Uh
is going to be huge for. I mean, this season is like the biggest tank battle like we've ever seen.
Who's gonna be the
Like,
worst?
I
yeah.
mean, Patriots are playing the Bills, I
The
believe.
Bills, they're playing the Bills. The
They sh
Titans are
they're probably
playing the
going to lose that
Texans.
unless, I mean, the Bills aren't starting anyone, I don't think, because they clinched. Titans, who are they playing?
The Texans. They're playing the
Texans.
Texans.
Also, Texans clinched too. So,
Yeah. If the
Same
Bills
thing.
do
oh,
play their
good.
starters, Patriots lose, they retain the first overall pick. If the Texans play all their starters, then Titans retain that second overall pick. And if the Giants win, they go from fourth to seventh.
I
I'm
mean, they're
pretty
playing
sure.
good teams, but at least like they're teams that already clinched and not starting anyone.
Yeah.
So there's
Mhm.
there's a chance we see the Patriots and Titans winning, but
Yeah.
they could definitely sell the bag. We just
Yeah.
gotta see what next week
Yeah.
has in store for us.
Yeah. And speaking of next week, a lot of our teams are in the playoffs in fantasy, and some of the players, like Malik Neighbors, went off in fantasy this week.
Can we talk about Brian Thomas Jr.? He is on an insane run. Let me pull it up right now. He had like 32 last week, and this week he had another 100-yard game, or 90 yard game, but also a touchdown. He's scored 24, 28 last week, 32. He's on a roll right now.
Yeah.
He's like he's not even underrated anymore. He's just good now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have him over Malik in the rookie of the year battle, even though he's not winning it. But that's
Mhm.
because Malik missed games. But
Yeah.
who else stood out? Hmm. Drew
Baker
Lock, of course.
Mayfield.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Baker had
Drew
five
Lock
touchdowns.
had yeah,
Drew
Drew
Lock
Lock
and Baker.
34.36 points and Baker Mayfield 34.56 points.
Joe
What
Burrow.
about yeah, what about Marvin Mims
Oh
Jr.
yeah, Marvin Mims
30.2
had two
points?
touchdowns. Yeah, he scored like a 50-yarder and then that like miraculous 30-yarder at the end there. Lad McConkey had two touchdowns. Saquon didn't have a crazy fantasy game, but I just want to bring this up. Do you guys think? What do you guys think about his whole situation here, leaving the Giants getting 2,000 yards in 16 games? Definitely going to break the rushing record next week.
Yeah. Against the
Only needs
Giants.
100 yards.
Against the team he left.
I just don't know what to say. He
He
would
could
probably not have the 2,000 yards, but like
Definitely not.
at least 1,200 or something, 1,300. But it's like,
mhm,
thank you, Saquon, for leaving
nothing.
us.
Oh yeah,
And luckily you're not playing at MetLife this week as you played there a couple of weeks ago because you would be getting your behinded. You'll get your behind absolutely booed at if you were
Yeah,
playing
he
at
would
the
get his fair
Meadowlands.
share
Pretty
of
good
boos if he
reference.
was
You're
playing at the
behind.
Meadowlands.
T.
What?
Higgins, 3 touchdowns. Forgot about that. He had 40 because Joe Burrow had 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. And Thielen had 2 touchdowns as well, 28. So
Yeah.
overall, solid week for if you were to have your best possible fantasy lineup.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
speaking of best fantasy lineups, last night for me and Joey was our inaugural fantasy awards show, and Joey, congratulations on winning MVP. It was
Oh, okay.
it should have been closer. I
It
totally
should
agree
have
with
been
you. It
closer.
should
I
have
mean,
been
we didn't have
closer,
enough
but
people vote.
it was literally unanimous. The first ever MVP was
Three,
unanimous.
three, zero, 3-0.
Was unanimous,
Yeah.
and then yours truly, Chris Duffy, won
Congrats on
Offensive Player of the
Offensive Player of
Year.
the Year.
So
Offense.
yeah,
That was
so
you, Duffy.
well,
Quietly, unexpectedly, every week.
yeah, it's because fantasy just is very unpredictable.
But one person that we've triggered already in the past with these episodes, and we'll just trigger them again. Peter Marcinison. How do you win no
Poor
awards?
Peter. That's
uh,
rough.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, Catrone won Comeback Player of the Year because he's on a win streak.
yeah,
Jaden Zuber won Defensive Player of the Year, which is kind of like
Uber.
a weird award because like you can't really control it. It's like
Defensive
based off of
spot.
luck, kind of.
yeah,
Um, Justin won Most Improved. Max won Rookie of the Year with his 2 seed, 10-4. Um, Zarius won Best GM and Tomas won Best Draft. So
yeah,
great awards show. Looking forward to next year.
yeah, exactly.
Who
Could
was
not
who
be
was
better
the one seed
words.
in your guys' league?
Justin.
It was Justin. Yeah, he came out. He was the guy who came out of nowhere.
And this week he is having a bunch of busts right now. Pause. Except for Puka, who's had 23. Rashad White, 4 points. Packers defense 0. Brandon Aubrey had 0 points in the
Yeah, that's not
championship.
good.
Yeah, no,
How am I beating him right now in the first week of the championship, bro?
yeah,
And I started Colts defense, but you can't blame me though.
yeah, no. It's okay. I had, I think,
-4.
Giants defense on my bench, and I haven't checked the score, but I had Miami's defense, so
Deck, when you're
yeah,
ready to join the league next year.
But yeah, I'll be ready.
All
You
right.
got my number. You got my WhatsApp, my Messenger, my Insta. You just let me know. I'll be
yeah.
there.
All
Sir.
right, yeah, yep. It would be an honor to have you join the
Oh, thank you.
yeah,
Washington's up 7-0 right now as we speak against Atlanta.
Oh,
I really hope Tampa clinches the NFC South. Not
yeah,
yeah.
fucking sorry. Just
Ready?
like how I
So
want the
I
Bills to
have
make it over Broncos.
yeah, I have a list, right? So in the AFC, the Chiefs have clinched the 1 seed. The Bills are the 2. The Ravens are the 3. The Texans are the 4. Steelers at the 5. Chargers at the 6. So there's one playoff spot left. And then on the NFC side of things, the Vikings 1, Eagles 2, 5 is Lions, 3-4 battle, 6 is Packers, and then the rest is unknown. So there's 3 playoff spots in the NFC and 1 in the AFC. You know, right?
Yeah.
Colts are out now,
yep,
Mhm.
losing. So the teams in the hunt are the Broncos in the AFC, and in the NFC, the Rams, Bucks, and Commanders.
yeah. I have
So
to
you
say,
gotta,
this is probably one of the most entertaining, like
End of
down
the
to the
year.
wire, end of the year NFL standoff, pretty much.
I think the Rams are actually are they leading their division? Because I know they were 9-6 before they beat the
yeah,
Cardinals, so they're 10-6 right now.
yeah, they are the first
It's
in the
crazy.
NFC West.
Yeah, it's crazy if the Lions win tomorrow. Them playing the Vikings next week is going to be a combined 28 wins. I think that's the most in
Yeah,
a game between two NFC teams, which is crazy.
But
But
yeah,
also this playoff hunt, it is enticing, but there's a spectrum, right? Because on the other side of things, you have the Giants, Panthers, the Bears. like other teams like the Browns, the Titans, the Patriots. So there's good teams,
Yeah,
but there's also a lot of shit teams.
yeah,
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 definitely. Like last year, we didn't see a bunch of these teams tanking, but at the same time, we didn't see a bunch of these teams good. Now the Chiefs could potentially go 16-1, which they probably won't.
yeah.
Lions and Vikings have potential to go 15-2. But one thing I have to say is I will hate the Chiefs forever. I mean, I already do, but I will hate them even more if they intentionally lose to the Broncos,
Yeah,
just so they can keep Joe Burrow, their kryptonite, out of the playoffs. They would definitely do that because they're not starting
they
anyone
would.
because they already clinched
Yeah,
out. The Broncos need to lose. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
yeah,
Bo Nix. I just don't want to see you in the playoffs yet.
yeah. We
Yet.
don't, we
Yeah.
don't, we don't want to see because you know what's going to happen, Joe. He's going to be no next, and he's going to look absolutely awful when the lights shine way too bright for him.
That game was
Mm.
crazy yesterday, though.
Yeah.
Broncos Bengals.
However, on the other hand, a player in the NBA who never has the light shining too bright on him, Jalen Brunson, going off for 55 points against the Washington Wizards, as
I'm
the
gonna stop you
Knicks.
right there. We got to go back a little bit. Yo, we got to talk about Christmas. Monster game for Malik Bridges, Mikal Bridges with 41 points.
Oh,
Okay, you know
Yo,
what? Yeah,
yo,
we could
hear
talk
me
about
out,
the
hear me
NBA
out.
Christmas games, but
Yo,
NFL, no, no. Let's not
that
talk
was
about that.
terrible.
yeah. Let's not
Yo, it
talk
was
about the
terrible.
NFL on
They were
Christmas.
all
NBA
blowouts.
cooked though on Christmas.
Yeah,
Yo, Donald Duck, bro. His ass was balling out.
Can we talk
You beat
about
the Spurs though.
Can we talk
yeah,
about how there were like significantly more viewers of the NFL, even though they were on Netflix? Like I
yeah.
saw this thing that the
Yeah,
games were like 24 million views, and the NBA is like 5 million, 7 million.
I
Mm,
hate that.
Mickey
yeah,
Mouse and Goofy were cooking in the Spurs Knicks game.
Yeah,
yeah.
bro.
But yeah, Mikal Bridges going off for 41 points on Christmas, and then they win in Orlando with Fordham Prep varsity basketball in attendance.
All right, bro.
Okay, sorry, I have to do
Mm,
my Fordham Prep plays at least once every 7 episodes. So let me get my shine.
Every seven.
I
Wow,
But
that's
sometimes glaze step in the group chat, but I've never glazed them here, bro.
but Brunson then going on for 55, 9-4 against the Wizards. Now that game should not have
That
been
game,
that close.
yeah, it should
It
not
should
have
not
been.
have
No, it
went to
should not have
overtime.
been.
But
Exactly.
you can definitely see the Mamba mentality in Jalen Brunson because
Yeah.
even against the worst of teams, and I honestly think that the Wizards are
The
2 or 3 picks away from being contenders, first to say it. Um, Jalen Brunson is just he deserves a statue. That's all I'm gonna say. He
Yes.
deserves a statue. Cat deserves a statue. They both deserve statues because I think I checked it last night. Karl Anthony Towns is number 5 in MVP votes.
Hmm.
a
I
statue
think
is
Cat.
crazy.
Yeah, Cat. It's a little early. I mean, he
Okay.
did have 30 points against the Wizards, but I think it might be a little early.
Yeah, but Brunson definitely deserves it.
Cat's
He's
definitely a top 10 player.
he, he's
Yeah,
putting he's putting the Duffy, no pun intended, on his back.
oh god.
What?
Oh god.
Okay, just
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, please.
But
Please.
Jalen Brunson's another breed, and he's a guy who never has the light shining too bright on him. So
And
I mean,
what's good about the Knicks is that yesterday I think that was the first time in franchise history where someone scored 50, 30, and 20. Like you
yeah,
have a bunch of scores, and even during the Christmas game, Macau had 40 against the Spurs. He had like a lot of threes
yeah,
most of the game.
he's looking way better. He went from
yeah.
like shooting, I think it was 32% to shooting 40% or whatever. And if you think about it, that's only an 8% difference. So what? Big whoop. That's not that. There's no difference in that. In
Mhm.
the NBA, there is. You go from being one of the worst shooters in the league to now being a pretty solid shooter, and he was
Yeah.
struggling. Like and I remember back right after we made the trade, we were like, uh-oh. When we saw like the first 4 or 5 games,
Mhm.
we thought that we got fleased. Nope.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
I
now
shown
started
to
to
he's
get
shown to
scared a little
step
bit.
it up.
22 and 10. Top
And
5 team in the league for
and I
sure.
think they were saying it on the Christmas Day special on ESPN when he scored 41. They were saying how they talked to him and he said, I'm basically now in the middle of being my son's self, being a second, third, fourth option, and my Nets self being the first option. because it's hard to go from being the fourth option to being the first option back to being the fourth option. But he's done it really well, and got to give him
Yeah,
props.
and you have to give claps. You have to like applaud this next team, right? They're on a 7 game win streak,
Yeah,
22-10. They found their stride. You just got to keep it going. Third in the
yeah,
Eastern Conference. I think they're playoff contenders,
yeah,
and if not championship contenders.
yeah. And
Could
Declan,
catch up to the Celtics.
at least one team that plays their home games at MSG is doing well this year because the Rangers
To the Rangers right
and the
now.
Islanders are tied for the worst in the Metropolitan Division.
Yeah,
It's not good.
I'm happy
It is
about
Rangers
not
that.
was a
good.
good start to the season too.
They
What
are just
happened?
the wheels fell off the train. They fell off the tracks. They tumbled down the
Mhm.
cliff. They fell all the way down and exploded because I saw a quote that was basically saying how the players are quitting on the organization, the coaches, and the fans and everybody.
Really?
And yeah, I saw that. I don't like to listen to those rumors, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's real because they have made two trades and they have been losing those
Yeah,
trades.
they traded Capo Caco.
Truba got traded for who? Sorry, I mean he I have seen some of his highlights. He's a
Yeah.
pretty good player, but you're trading your captain for a guy that plays on the Anaheim Ducks, one of the most relevant teams in the NHL right now. And
Victania.
and
Victania.
and you trade Capo Caco to an up and coming team in the Seattle Kraken for what? Bergen or whatever the heck his name is.
Yeah.
Peter, I'm
Peter
sorry. I'm sorry. I know you still watch NA Rangers games, but I think
Peter catching two
Team's
straight
in
yeah,
strikeouts.
shambles. Yeah, it's
they're
rough.
in shambles, and that's it. You just can't describe them any other way by saying complete dumpster fire, no
We
matter
need
what
a
they
further
do.
explanation from Peter on what's happening.
Yeah, Peter, come on the No Stop podcast next episode.
Ooh.
We need you to rant on your favorite
Ooh.
NHL team because it looks like your favorite NHL team is going to do what your favorite NFL team, the Niners, did, and that is miss out on the playoffs
Ooh,
after
The
being in title
Niners?
contention for the past 2 years.
ooh.
Oh.
I
Is that
shouldn't
the
Crazy.
be, I
third
shouldn't be,
stretch?
I
Both
shouldn't be
teams.
flaming him. I should not be flaming him because I'm also a pretty big Rangers fan since like 2020. So
I'm a casual, but oh
yeah,
well.
you know what? I'm
Jackson.
slightly above casual.
Um, you got guys ready to
Yeah,
move on?
yeah, yeah.
What do you guys think of Corbin Burns to the D-backs?
I think that was a pretty good deal for them because without things considered, they were just in the World Series, and
Yeah,
what they were missing
2 years
the
ago.
most, pitching.
Just
They had
pitching.
like no pitching, and getting a guy like Corbin Burns, who's still relatively young, that I feel like that could get them over the hump.
Yeah, him and Zach Gallen are like a 1-2 punch now, and
Yeah,
in my opinion, it was a pretty random deal. But
really.
Yeah.
I
I
I, I
think
mean,
it's gonna out of left field
I
too.
guess I guess it was a little bit random
I mean, it
actually.
might have not have been random, but it just seems random.
Yeah,
Like
I guess like the
Corbin Burns
team.
and Diamondbacks.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I cannot. We're gonna have to see
I
it, but
can't see
yeah,
him
no. I
in a
can't see him in
Diamondback
the.
jersey.
Me
Yeah, no.
neither. It's hard.
If
And
anything,
But
Bader,
what about the Orioles? Right? I mean, they lose Burns. I think they're on the down. I think they're going.
they
ooh,
were
They
just
were
young.
2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago they were good. Don't even get me wrong.
they were good last year.
Last year they were good, but they weren't that good,
They're just
right?
young, which is why they don't like,
Yeah,
which is why they're not as successful in the playoffs.
yeah, and
Yeah.
losing Anthony Santander possibly.
Mm.
Oh yeah, Teoscar resigned.
That's gonna. Oh yeah,
Oh
Teoscar
yeah,
re-signed with the
Teoscar re-signed to
Dodgers,
the Dodgers. That's right.
which means that the Yankees aren't getting another outfielder.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I wasn't too crazy about
I guess so.
Teoscar because he's old, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
still gotta see if we can get Bregman.
Yes.
That's our
that's
one missing
true.
piece.
Yep. We need
And
a third
some
baseman.
depth pieces in the bullpen, maybe.
Yeah.
Like we've always been saying. Just
Got to
gotta.
resign Hill.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Also, Yankees outfielder, the captain, Aaron Judge, having Captain Junior. He's pretty sure he conceived a kid, right?
Yeah,
He's
I'm
having
pretty
his
sure
first child,
he's having his first child with Mama
Captain
Judge.
Junior.
And Shohei
Oh
His
yes,
show.
a baby too.
yeah,
And his
yeah.
baby will be posted more than some team,
Yeah, you pay.
the San Francisco Giants.
Oh, I was
Who's
gonna
gonna
say,
who's
I,
gonna
I was
buy?
gonna say they're also gonna be posting a lot of Shohei's baby, especially on all the Dodgers things. They're probably gonna post like uh Shohei's wife
Yeah, they're gonna
in the
buy. They're gonna buy
hospital
him.
in
Oh
labor.
my God! Stop
Oh
talking
yeah.
about. They're
Nah,
gonna
they
have
would
live
definitely do
updates.
that.
They will
Nah.
definitely do that. Like you
Live
don't
updates.
think that the NFL are gonna have like cameras at Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's wedding?
I don't, they're not getting married, bro.
Oh, so
No,
what you're saying is that that's gonna be a breakup song.
no, fuck you, fuck you.
These
Stop,
celebrity
please, please
relationships,
stop.
man, they like half of them don't even happen, bro.
Yeah,
But anyways,
yeah.
Haley Steinfeld and Josh Allen.
oh
That
yeah.
ended well.
See, that's
Oh
actually
yeah,
a
yeah.
good relationship.
But we gotta stop.
Yeah.
All right, Yankees second base options. Duff, give me a list.
All right, so some in-house candidates for the Yankees at second base, according to Yankees Avenue on Instagram, are DJ LeMahieu, Oswaldo Cabrera, Oswald Peraza, and Yorbit Vivas.
Hey,
And
what about Chisholm?
they didn't really like. I think the only way that the Yankees would have Jazz at second is if they're able to get Bregman,
Yeah,
Mhm.
or a
because
different third baseman.
Jazz has played second base, center field, and third base in his career. He came up
Mhm.
in the minors and majors as a second baseman, but then went to the Miami Marlins. Oh, what a great team.
Yeah.
And he got placed in center field, and then he went to third base, and now he could possibly go back to second base, but right now, those four candidates for the second base job that I mentioned, those are like the ground level. Because DJ
Mhm.
LeMahieu, no way. No way.
Yeah, I don't think
No
so.
way.
Chisholm's
He's
great,
too old.
but
I mean, I wouldn't mind Cabrera or Peraza because they're still young.
No.
But Yorbit Vivas, like how many games has he played for the Yankees? I feel like he's like too inexperienced to play.
Hmm.
But that's the
I know
good thing. That's the good thing in 2 months or so with
yeah.
the spring training starting. So
He
get to
played
see
a
it.
few spring training games.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have to see how he does
Yeah.
this year. But I mean, this week we lost two, you know, me and you guys, like Glaber's gone,
Yeah.
Trevino's gone.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of gotta justify that a little bit.
Yeah.
mhm,
Been
just
losing a
see.
lot lately, but
And you're
yeah.
signing bums from the Cincinnati Reds.
I mean, I think he wouldn't be that bad.
That's
What's his
so
name?
stupid.
Michael Jackson? No.
Alex Jackson.
Alex Jackson. No, I
Michael
was just like saying Michael Jackson because he's not gonna be him.
Michael Jackson.
Jonathan Loaisiga re-signed. That's a
Oh,
Yeah,
1 year contract.
I'm happy to
that
see
They
him.
need
that is
him.
huge.
He gets up in the 101s, so I would be scared
Yeah,
for any team.
because he also was what he was injured like for a long time last year or whatever. So
Yeah.
he's
Isn't
gonna
he
is
on
gonna.
like his second Tommy John?
I think so.
That's crazy.
Definitely first, but yeah, it's like it's gonna take him a while probably to adjust. But we saw it with Carlos Rodon. He looked not great when the Yankees got him,
Yeah.
and then this year he
Improve a
was
lot.
kind of looking like a little bit less than his Giants self,
Hmm.
but he just got that starting rotation's great. They don't have to do any more moves there.
Yeah.
Um, wrote the bullpen does need some work,
Might
but
need
it's
to use
not
another lefty
terrible.
or two
It's not
Hmm.
terrible.
after we sign Tim Ho.
And Devin
Sure.
Williams. You have
Mhm.
Devin Williams, and then I'm drawing a complete blank on his name, but we got a pitcher from the Reds. for Jose
Oh,
Trevino.
Fernando Cruz.
Yeah,
Fernando
and he's
Cruz.
and he's he's looked that slider splitter that looks great. And don't you love seeing those random highlights? Him striking out Juan Soto.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen that like every pitcher the Yankees
Great.
signed so far.
Tim
Like
Hill,
Yeah.
Devin Williams.
Devin
I've seen
Williams.
those
Devin,
videos.
That's
Max
crazy.
Fried.
Max Fried, yeah.
Oh
Max
yeah,
Fried,
obviously.
Devin Williams. Yeah. All right, so who's next? Jonathan Weiziga?
I
Like, just
mean,
do a whole compilation of
Yeah.
Yankees
you
pitchers
Every
might as
pitcher
striking
well
they
at
out.
this
signed.
point. Like, you don't see many people, but you leave the Yankees for money. Come on, we got to make fun of you.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, and
exactly.
also a Goldschmidt wanted to be a Yankee. There were higher bids, but he chose
Yeah.
the Yankees.
You
You
know,
guys
he
heard about
wanted
that?
to be. I did see that.
That's what Juan Soto needed.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But
But
And
no.
not get
maybe
fat.
we'll be better without him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just have to see.
Yeah, and time will tell. Spring training coming up in 2 months. There'll be a lot more No Stop Pod coverage of the Yankees during spring training in 2 months, hopefully.
Mention Shedeur
Yeah.
Sanders Giants cleats.
Mm.
That's
That was
was
crazy.
pretty
Then he plays like shit
That was a
against
little
exactly.
bit
He lost by
over the
22
top.
against BYU.
It was a little bit over the top for Shedeur.
Two
Yeah.
touchdowns, two picks against BYU after the Giants cleats.
Yep.
So I
And he's
think
not going to
that's
get
telling
drafted.
us
He's not
that he
going to get
should
drafted by the
not.
Giants.
I think that's
He
telling us
still
he should
could.
not get
They
drafted
probably
by the
don't even
Giants.
care.
No, they
I
probably
mean, it
don't.
all
They're
depends on how
stupid enough to.
that draft falls.
They're dumb enough
Yeah.
to still draft Shedeur, even though
Yeah.
he hasn't played a real college team, and then when he does, he's like iffy.
Yeah, and he just lost a bowl
Mm,
game to BYU.
I mean, BYU's
yeah.
good, but just they got belt.
Yeah, no, yeah, BYU's good. BYU's good. Shador's never had any competition,
Mhm.
and
I mean,
somehow
not
he's
never, but just barely.
the number one QB candidate according to
Whoa. Oh,
Tankathon.
yeah. Wait, that's crazy.
Where the heck's Cam Ward? He went to
Cam
Incarnate
Ward's like
Word,
number
then he
two.
went to Wazoo, and then in his first year at Miami, playoff contender.
Yep.
It's
Doesn't get better
crazy.
than that. That shows leadership. That shows what this Giants team needs. However,
If if the Giants do drop
yeah,
any all right, hear me out. Drafting Carson Beck.
get out, get out, get out. No,
All
Yeah,
right. I know that
no.
they almost lost to Georgia Tech, but we gotta see how he plays in these college football playoff games.
I think he's out for the rest of it. I'm
Yeah, he
pretty
is.
sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is
Oh
because
no.
he got the that surgery.
Mhm.
So I think
I
that's out of the woods.
not gonna have a good draft stock at all.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's not gonna get drafted. And
Never
that
mind. Never
I
mind,
remember bringing
bro.
that up I think a week or two ago on the channel saying about how will he even get drafted?
I mean, he
Yeah.
probably will, but like
Yeah. I mean,
I
Stetson
wouldn't
Bennett
be
we're
is still in
talking
the
surprised.
like
league.
fifth
Yeah,
round.
Stetson Bennett's a backup quarterback.
Yeah, Georgia just does not produce good QBs.
They
No.
just produce running backs and wide receivers and defensive like
Yeah,
edge
wide
rushers and
receivers,
linebackers.
LSU
True.
and Ohio State,
That's
but like
true.
Yeah.
LSU on top for receivers.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Hmm.
right. Well, this is going to do it for episode 7 of the No Stop podcast. We'll be here next week, the first week of 2025. We'll see you then.
Happy New Year's,
Happy New
everyone.
Year.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
New Year.
Yep. Peace out.